So, coming back because, the camera stopped working. um, yeah, basically at that moment I had to go back home because, after being trashed like for hours, like I didn't want it to stay there any longer, and I had nothing on me because they said, well, how about you call the landlord or something? I was like, yeah, man, I have no anything. Like, I have no phone, no key. How am I gonna back home? Excuse me? I was like, yeah, well, it's not my problem. Like, yeah, it is your problem because you went into my apartment and you were there when I arrived, and my key is in my apartment. So I went back. It was around, I don't know, after midnight. So that's why the 24 hours. Um, so around 1 in the morning or something, I went back, and I asked myself so much, what am I gonna do if I cannot go inside? I went into the household and I tried to open the door to my apartment. It was locked and I had no key. I had no phone because it was inside. And I said, okay, great. I went on the other side and thank God there was light inside. I was like, is that guy, so that truck person still there or something? I didn't saw anyone, so I was like, okay, at least. The policeman assured me, well, that guy's not coming back. It's like, yeah, because he was there standing in front of my face with my own key. I mean, not my key, but the one that I gave it to him. He's not gonna come back. It's like, yeah. He just has my key, and I said like a statement. I started to talk about that, I remember. So we just signed this disclosure with them that we want to make this okay with them as long as they say they're not gonna come back to our property ever again, and they're gonna give back the key. Plus, I would like a disclosure where they say that they didn't do drugs, even though we saw them doing drugs. Okay, so this is actually the conflict that we have. Okay, and only at that point we can say we're clear with about including what happened. Okay, um so that was be the first question. Okay, then I saw it's like inside, and of course the door was locked, but the terrace house was open for some reason. So they probably arranged it that I cannot go inside unless I actually jump on the terrace or something. I was like, okay, how do you get back into your home? Not with your key, but you literally invade your own property after giving a disclosure to the police. So my question is actually who closed the door, because it was not my key. Did they have the right to be there in the first place? Did they have the right to take the key with them? Did they have the right to close the door behind them with my key without my knowledge while I was not there? All that. So I asked a bit around. I found a person who's willing me to lift me so I can go into the terrace. I know, your casual Sunday. I know. And there was a second person that arrived around that same scene, and we were talking how to make this work, maybe with some ladder or something. He was like super panicking, so the second he was so panicking, he did not know what was happening. He's like, man, I have nothing on me, I have just my ID and that's it. I have nothing, so I can free myself from the situation. No phone, no nothing. Okay, no key. I mean, of course they don't really believe because we never met that I live here or something. I know it sounds a bit weird to you, but this is a situation. I was to the police selling like saying the statement about this person doing drugs, and they never let me have a bag or anything with me. I came back just like this with nothing. And this guy was panicking. He's like, I don't know, you're doing so okay, helping you and all that. Maybe we should call the police. I was like, why not? Because calling the police was so okay up to this point. And he called, of course, the emergency line like everyone else up to this point, including me. I remember, so let me just talk one time. I called them at 2 in the morning with the emergency line. I called them again at 11 in the morning with the emergency line. The guy, okay, called around, I don't know, 5. I'm not sure if the emergency line, but he called the police as well. The girl around 9 called also the emergency line for the situation. And the 5th time, in 24 hours, again the emergency line for my household. 5 times in 24 hours. 5 times. Okay. So that was the 5th time the person called about this property that we have in the 5th time. Okay. And we waited for the police again to arrive. The second day he also was waiting, and I said, look, I didn't even use the bathroom at all, so I was half a day away, and after that 4 hours I was just with them. I was not even allowed to go into my house at all for some reason. I had to beg for a glass of water, literally. Yeah, because you have to beg for water at your own house. I forgot. So in the end, the police came. I was like, how are you guys? Like, yeah, we're great. We're just figuring out how to get inside, huh? And it's like, look, man, I live here. It's not like I'm doing something that's weird. You're the one who's acting weird because you invaded my property. You stole my key, the second key that the guy had. The second key, I still don't have it. And now you locked my property. I don't have access to my property, and someone else has to call the police so I can go inside again after I went to the police. Yeah, your regular Sunday. Like, well, why don't you help the girl? It's like, yeah, it has nothing to do with them. Yeah, of course not. No, I mean, of course it has nothing to do with them. Of course, they were just there 5 hours waiting for me. Very casual, like I was so okay with people not without my premise going inside, so normal. Anyways, and I go, why don't you help her out? And this guy was like, yeah, well, no, I'm not gonna lift you, he's gonna lift the other guy. It's like, okay, great. I mean, what is it to me if you're gonna lift this person or me? I was the one who's supposed to go inside. Why not go also inside the other guy? Why not? At least I'm here and saying it's okay. But again, so many people visited that house without my approval, including the police. It's so nice. Exactly what I want. So nice. And he was lifted, and he said, yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything at all. It's like, well, you're gonna open the door or something so I can go inside. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Where is your key? He was asking me, like, literally, where's my key? I mean, I said, literally, what is going on? I mean, seriously, I have to prove myself that I live here? Seriously? After all this vandalism? I mean, come on. And, I said, well, it was in my pocket last time. I don't even know if it's still there because I was 4 hours away with random people without my approval being there. I mean, excuse me, I don't know what was happening. I guessed it was there because I was not seeing it, Well, he found the bag and everything, so he went outside and he threw the bag out. I was like, okay, now you can jump down maybe, I mean, let's finish this. It's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you to open the door. It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do the whole work. I mean, of course, I'm gonna do the opening, because you cannot jump down or anything. Anyways, so they were literally watching me how I opened the door and go inside to open this guy. I was like, I said, well, if you just randomly stay here for, I don't know, just trying to help me out and not really wanting to help me or anything, with the police only, apparently you can help me. Yeah, I mean, you can still stay or something, I need to chill at least a glass of water, of course, or something. I was like, no, I'm okay, I'm gonna leave. He's like, okay, whatever. And, he was literally, because he was basically a neighbor, I was like, okay, cool for you, but, for me it was not really a casual day where I actually want to network with you about anything. Like, no, it was so exciting. You turned a regular Saturday into something more exciting. It's like, yeah, of course. Like, exactly that phase. And I was not even know if I wanted to say thank you for all this experience, because again I had to see the police after I just saw them, you know. It would be funny if it would be actually the same people that were there, you know. I mean, that would be ideal. And you know, I closed the door and I checked, of course, the room. People have been sitting there drinking, of course. They were smoking in my house because, of course, you always smoke in someone else's house, especially if you're not allowed. There were cigarettes everywhere. The house was, of course, closed, and only the terrace was open, like how you leave your house usually when you go away, right? So again, tomorrow I have to go to the drug department and say, including this part of the story, because they literally wanted to wait until Monday for this. What can I say? Your regular Sunday. You wait on Monday to do something that some people do in 3 hours. Super okay. Why not? That's why you pay taxes. That was you have authorities to protect you. Yeah, sure. So again, today there were again this drug dealer go roaming around our building. I don't know why, because apparently he's not allowed to go inside anymore. But he was roaming outside of the building or anything. So he was doing exactly the opposite of what we asked them not to do. Okay. So not even the police is taking our statement so clearly. So yeah, 5 times calling the premise, you know, for someone, and the police does nothing, especially for drug dealers, because he was outside trying to go inside my house again. I don't think he has the key anymore, because otherwise I would have seen him roaming around here, but he's not having the key, but apparently he's allowed to harass this household again. Yeah, you know, that's why you call the police 5 times, and that's why the police does everything except what they're supposed to do. That guy is still outside. No one knows if they're doing drugs or not, because I was literally just drinking a glass of water because I thought that was my glass from what I drank yesterday, and it was full of drugs because I drank water and it was with excessive amount of drugs. So probably one of those two guys, he literally took my glass after I put it back into my house before they pushed me to the police station. And exactly in that glass, he put himself water and he drank it to show that he's okay with glasses. But he didn't wash it. So I drank literally drugs and water today. During your Saturday, after dealing with a tenant who, you know, is not a tenant at all. So that's pretty much the 24 hours I wanted to share with you. I'm curious about the Monday as much as you, because I'm still trying to figure out if this is the way of the authorities telling me they don't care about drug dealers at all. And if you're a girl, thank God, because we can harass you, including your household. In short. Okay, well, that's about it for now. You know, your regular Sunday. I had more to add to this, but I'm just gonna make it a different episode, because I really want to chill the rest of the day, because I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, honestly. And I wanna spend those hours actually resting like a normal person. And you know, I mean, the girl who was with me, they literally got upset with me for some reason. It's like, well, I got upset as well, because there were funny people in my house, you know, including you. So they wanted to come over. It's like, yeah, sure. How about no? I'm so over visits for now, especially for renting and all that. So, you know, just for anyone who's listing their property, you know, Don't try so hard, because at the end there's just gonna be a lot of people who don't respect your property at all, and they're just gonna abuse you, because those people as well, it's like, yeah, you made problem for us, maybe you're gonna go to the police as well. It's like, yeah, sure. Because if you're gonna go to the police as well, I have to respond for you being a witness of the people who were in my house, including the police, without their approval, right? So you have to witness that part for me, because I'm not even clear why they were there in the first place. They were not allowed to be there at first, and I told them that. So the girl, she was super casual talking to the drug dealer. I said to them, look, this is not okay, because it's the same guy who, wreck a lot of stuff here. And they didn't listen. I'm pretty sure they didn't listen to that part. So their girl is gonna be around the city, probably, taking drugs with a drug dealer or something. I don't know. It's not like it's not my problem. I just want to be a responsible adult at this point. So if the only thing you can do, if you don't do drugs and you tell people stay away from those people because they do drugs and they treat you badly, is to say, maybe I'm gonna do the same thing. What's the point? Do you want to have tenants like that? Probably not. So again, if you're gonna rent a place, I'm just telling you, it's more than that. It's not just renting. You're usually adopting people with their whole baggages of whatever. But again, some people really don't know how to do rent at all. If anything, people are getting more used to abuse people for any shit, like how those people came into my house yesterday and stayed 5 hours to wait for me with the police, because apparently doing that paper in 3 hours is so normal, and the screenshots and everything, I'm pretty sure, they were working for something organized. Even though the policeman at the end said, what do I know about drugs, and what do I know that usually these are organizations? It's like, yeah, man. I mean, if I call the police now, he's not gonna come now. He's not gonna do any paperwork for me at all. But for this guy, you do paperwork in someone else's house, you fill out their approval. In 3 hours max, you have the paper and you push yourself inside that house. You kick the tenant, you kick the landlord, you kick everything. Just so normal. That's why you have the police. And that is why it is not organized, what they did. Or is it? I just want to say the same thing tomorrow to the anti-drugs, because as I mentioned, maybe they actually have some sort of organization, because it was already the third time someone with drugs came over, already the third time. And the third person is also the one who's invading my property with policemen. It's not organized. No, of course not. I mean, what do I think? I don't know anything, apparently. I have no experience with this, but trust me, life puts you in a different direction. You have no idea. I have nothing to say about this experience, unless what I already know, that being a girl, it means you're gonna be abused. And so sad for me that I don't do drugs, well, and so sad apparently that I don't have a job. But anyways, that person again, so that drug dealer, he said literally that he's not having a job at the moment. And the other policeman who was in the hallway, he was talking to this guy like, well, he's such a child. It's like, yeah, man, he's born in 97. He's very much a child at 25. I was so much a child at 25 as much as he is, But apparently what I do, it's never good. I think I mentioned that. It's never good. It's never enough. It's so good what they do that they invade properties. They invade anything. I'm pretty sure all those hours they were going from my house. One of the bags that I have, it was on the floor. Is this how you do actually research on what's happening? You invade property while the tenant and the landlord is there, you throw them out? I'm pretty sure I said that person's a drug dealer. You didn't do anything then. but you're gonna invade my premise, and you say apparently I don't have a job because my camera is not there. Okay, well, that's enough, you know. I think someone said again that YouTube is like for corporates and everything. Well, I mean, if it's not gonna be in the news or anything, this whole story, because apparently this is not good enough to be in a story, why not leave it on YouTube or someone else? Because apparently this is normal, and it's better not to have it on paper, it's hush hush, It's not good news. Yeah, well, it's real news. To come back to the initial story, okay? So it's real news, real talk, after 24 hours, in your own house, by the way. Okay? Bye.